Alright, so let's talk about AI. You've heard the term everywhere, but what does it actually mean? Think of it like this. Artificial intelligence is basically teaching a computer to think and learn, kind of like a human does. It's not about robots taking over the world, at least not yet. Instead, it's about making software smart enough to recognize patterns, make decisions, and solve problems on its own. It's the brain behind the tech that recommends your next video on YouTube, understands what you say to your smart speaker, and even helps your phone's camera take better pictures. It's already a huge part of your daily life, working quietly in the background. The core idea isn't super new, but the reason you're hearing about it so much now is because our computers have finally gotten powerful enough to do it well. We have massive amounts of data. Think every photo, video, and text ever posted online. And we have the processing power to analyze all of it. So when you ask a chatbot a question, it's not just pulling from a script. It's using its training on billions of text examples to generate a brand new, coherent answer for you. It's a pretty big deal. Now, there are different levels to this. You have what's called narrow AI, which is what we have today. This is AI designed for a specific task. For example, an AI that's amazing at playing chess can't also drive a car or write an email. It's specialized. Your phone's facial recognition can unlock your device, but it can't tell you a joke. Each AI model is trained for one job, and it does that one job really well. This is where almost all the current jobs and money in the AI industry are focused, building these highly specialized, useful tools. The other type, which you see in movies, is general AI or AGI. This is the sci-fi version, a single AI that can think, reason, and learn any intellectual task that a human can. We are nowhere near creating this kind of AI yet. So for now, when people talk about getting a job in AI, they're talking about working with the narrow, task-specific AI that is revolutionizing industries today. It's less about creating a new conscious being, and more about building incredibly powerful tools that can make our lives a whole lot easier and more efficient. It's a fundamental shift in technology. So you're interested in AI. What are the actual jobs people are getting? First up, the most common one you'll hear about is the machine learning engineer. These are the builders. They take the theoretical models that data scientists create and turn them into real working products. Think of them as the expert software developers of the AI world. If a company wants to add a feature that recommends products to users, a machine learning engineer is the one who will build, test, and deploy the system that makes it happen. They are hands-on, problem-solving coders who make AI tangible. Next, you have the data scientist. This role is all about the data itself. Before you can teach an AI anything, you need clean, well-organized data. A data scientist is like a detective. They dive deep into massive data sets to find trends, patterns, and insights that no one else can see. They might ask questions like, what customer behaviors predict that they will cancel their subscription? Then, they use statistical analysis and build prototype models to answer those questions. They are the ones who lay the groundwork and provide the map for the machine learning engineers to follow. Their work is crucial for any business decision. Then there's the AI research scientist. These are the pioneers, the people working on the cutting edge. They aren't usually building a specific product for today. They're inventing the techniques that everyone else will be using in 5 years. They work in labs at big tech companies or universities, publishing papers and creating brand new algorithms. They might be trying to figure out how to make AI models more efficient, more accurate, or capable of understanding language in a more human-like way. This is a deeply academic role that requires a lot of advanced math and theoretical knowledge. Finally, a newer but fast-growing role is the AI product manager. This person isn't necessarily a hardcore coder, but they need to understand the technology deeply. Their job is to be the bridge between the technical team and the business side of the company. They figure out what AI-powered products customers actually want and need. They define the vision, set the strategy, and make sure the engineers are building something that will be successful in the market. It's a leadership role that requires a unique blend of technical know-how and business sense, and it's becoming incredibly important. Okay, so those big shot roles sound cool, but what if you're just starting out? Where do you even begin? The most accessible entry point for many people is the role of a data analyst. This is a fantastic stepping stone into the world of AI. As a data analyst, your main job is to look at data and find answers to business questions. You'll use tools like SQL to pull data from databases and Python or R to clean it up and create visualizations, like charts and graphs. You're not building complex machine learning models yet, but you are learning the absolute most important skill: how to work with data. Another great entry-level position is the role of an AI or ML annotator or data labeler. This might be one of the most fundamental jobs in the entire AI industry. AI models learn from examples, and someone has to prepare those examples. For instance, to teach an AI to recognize cats in photos, you need a huge data set of photos where a human has manually drawn boxes around every single cat. That's what a data labeler does. It can be repetitive work, but it gives you a ground-level understanding of how machine learning models are trained and what kind of data they need to succeed. If you have some programming skills already, a junior machine learning engineer or junior data scientist role could be within reach. In these positions, you won't be expected to design an entire AI system from scratch. Instead, you'll work as part of a larger team supporting senior engineers. You might be tasked with cleaning data, running tests on existing models, or helping to implement a small part of a larger project. This is where you get real-world, hands-on experience and learn from experts, which is invaluable for building your career and your skills for the future. Finally, don't overlook roles that are AI adjacent, like a technical writer specializing in AI or a quality assurance or QA tester for AI products. A technical writer's job is to explain complex AI systems in simple terms, creating documentation for other developers or for end users. A QA tester for AI focuses on trying to break the AI model, finding its weaknesses and biases so the engineers can fix them. These roles are perfect for people who are fascinated by the technology, but may not want to spend all day writing complex code and algorithms. They are a great way in. All right, let's get to the part everyone is curious about: the money. How much can you actually make working in AI? The salaries can be pretty impressive, even for entry-level positions, because the demand for these skills is so high right now. Let's start with a data analyst, which is, a common entry point. For a beginner in this role, you can generally expect a starting salary somewhere in the range of $70,000 to $95,000 per year. This can vary based on your location and the company, but it's a very solid starting point for a career in tech. If you jump into a more specialized role like a junior machine learning engineer, the numbers start to climb. Because this job requires more specific coding and technical skills, the starting salaries are often higher. A recent graduate or someone transitioning into this role can typically expect to see offers between $100,000 and $130,000. Big tech companies in expensive cities will often pay even more than that to attract the right talent. This is where you start to see the real financial benefit of learning these specialized, in-demand AI skills. It's a significant investment that pays off. Now let's talk about the more senior roles, just to see what you can aspire to. An experienced machine learning engineer or a data scientist with a few years under their belt can easily command salaries from $150,000 to over $200,000. And for the top-tier talent, like AI research scientists or lead engineers at major tech firms, the total compensation, including stock options and bonuses, can stretch well into the high six figures or even millions. These are obviously the top-end roles, but it shows the massive potential for growth in this field. It's important to remember that these are just averages. Your salary will depend on a lot of factors: the city you work in, the size of the company, your specific skill set, and your ability to negotiate. A startup might pay less in base salary, but offer more in stock options, while a large, established corporation will likely offer a higher base and more stability. But the bottom line is clear. A career in AI is not only intellectually stimulating, but also one of the most financially rewarding paths you can choose in the tech industry today. The demand is there, so you're sold on the jobs and the pay, but what's the catch? How much time and effort does it actually take to land one of these roles? The truth is, it's not an overnight thing, but it's probably more achievable than you think. For a role like a data analyst, the path is relatively straightforward. You can gain the necessary skills through online courses, a dedicated boot camp, or a university degree. A focused person could realistically become job-ready in about 6 to 12 months by dedicating consistent time to learning SQL, Python, and data visualization tools like Tableau. To become a machine learning engineer, the timeline gets a bit longer because the skill set is more demanding. This path usually requires a solid foundation in programming, typically Python, as well as an understanding of software development principles. On top of that, you need to learn the core concepts of machine learning, statistics, and linear algebra. A very dedicated learner might be able to get there in 1.5 to 2 years of intense, focused self-study and project building. A more traditional route would be a 4-year computer science degree with a specialization in AI. The key to speeding up this process is building a portfolio. Just having a certificate isn't enough. You need to prove you can do the work. This means getting your hands dirty and building your own projects. You could analyze a dataset you find interesting, build a simple model to predict sports outcomes, or create a small app that uses a public AI API. This portfolio is your evidence. It shows potential employers that you're not just book smart. You're a builder who can solve real problems. This is honestly more important than your degree for many companies. Ultimately, the journey is a marathon, not a sprint. The field is constantly changing, so the most important skill is learning how to learn. Don't get overwhelmed by trying to master everything at once. Start with the basics. Pick one programming language like Python and get comfortable with it. Then move on to data analysis libraries. Then learn your first machine learning algorithm, step by step. The journey is challenging, but for those with curiosity and persistence, a career in AI is one of the most exciting and future-proof paths available today. It's worth the grind.